I went to school in Caldwell. They bussed us in from Roswell. And Caldwell schools are kind of tough. And if I had to go to school in Caldwell with the name Who Me, with the only Chinese lady in town as my mom, and a one-legged hog farmer for a dad, I think things could have been really tough. So, I went to school with some other kids that didn't have it so good. I went to school with the Schitz brothers, Joe and Harry. Now, Harry Schitz, he was behind me by a year. His brother Joe went to school with me. Now, I ran into Joe not long ago at a class reunion. I walked up to him and I said the same thing I always say. Walked up to him and I said, "Hey Joe, what do you know?" And he goes, "Well, Timothy Me." He goes, "I changed my name." I go, "Joe Schitz, you changed your name?" He goes, "Yeah, I changed it to Mike." Well, why'd you change your name to Mike? Because I'm sick and tired of people saying, "Hey Joe, what do you know?" And I said, "Well, Mike Schitz." And he goes, "Well, you can call me Lucky. That's my nickname." I go, "Lucky?" I go, "Why do they call you Lucky?" He says, "I got a girlfriend from California. We were down there visiting her parents. They were gone for the day, so we're doing the dirty deed. And there was an earthquake. And the ceiling fan fell. Hit me in the ass. I got 9 stitches. I go, "Dude, that don't sound so lucky." He goes, "Yeah, 5 minutes earlier it would have hit me in the head." He goes, "Well, I breed dogs." He goes, "For a while, they were really into those very specialty breeds, like the Snickerdoodles and the Labberhounds and that kind of stuff. But now, since the economy crashed, everybody wants these protection dogs. So I'm breeding like Rottweilers and Dobermans, dogs like that." I got thinking to myself, you know, Timothy Me, breeding dogs can't be all that hard. I can do this. So I got thinking about it, and I went down to the pound. I got myself a German Shepherd, and I figured I could breed it. And I tried, but the dog kept snipping at me. So I went to Zamzo's, and I got a book on breeding dogs, and I'll be damned if you don't need 2. One of them's supposed to be a female. Now, we find other stuff to do, like, I remember my dad used to come back. He'd be really tired at the end of the season during this time of year, late September, early October, when they had to do the harvest. He'd come back, he'd be tired as heck. He'd walk in, sit down on the couch, take his leg off, and fall asleep. My brother would come and get me. I'd sneak in and I'd tie his shoelace to the leg of the couch. Then my brother would ring the doorbell. The old man would come up and go over, and we'd be laughing. We called that the fall season.
I can see so well. I saw a pedophile. He was wearing a t-shirt that said, "No fat kids." I like my women like I like my whiskey. Age 20 years and full of coke. I wish I was rich. I would buy the Green Bay Packers and move them to San Francisco. We'd protect the Packers by providing free hand sanitizer and condoms in the locker rooms. I'd coach my players to hold on to the ball, no matter how stiff the competition gets. And finally, we'd run a revolutionary new offensive formation where the tight end lines up directly behind the wide receiver. Here's one that'll piss you off. In the South, they like to reenact the Civil War. That's why I think in 100 years, the students at Virginia Tech will reenact the Asian gunman. So I figured I would become a cover model for Lowered Expectations romance novels. If anybody can pull it off, why can't I? So, surprisingly enough, nobody would hire me. So I wrote my own romance novel I'm going to share with you guys today, at least a page of it. It's called Keystone Light and a Kerosene Lamp. After a long day of work, all Jerry wanted to do was watch Monday Night Football and drink Keystone Light. But Edith had other ideas. She was growing sexually frustrated, and that rickety old washing machine was no longer doing the trick. Desperate for attention, she slipped into her good nightgown. "Come to bed, honey," she whispered seductively. "Not yet, baby. Dallas is on the 20-yard line after that spectacular catch by Patrick Creighton." Edith had grown tired of the rejection, so she shut off the TV and threw herself on him. "Take me now, you doughy love machine." Minutes later, the room was filled with the suffocating smell of stale Camel cigarettes and sweaty fat sacks. "Harder! Harder!" she screamed as he thrust his half-mast, alcohol-damaged member into a lonesome, love-starved honeypot. "Slam me as hard as Dale Earnhardt slammed that wall against everyone else's speedway." At that moment, their love culminated in a sudden burst of pleasure. "God damn it, woman!" Jerry yelled during the moment of climax. As he laid his head down, Dallas scored a touchdown. At least for this Monday, all was right with the world.
Hi there, and welcome to Happy Coffee Underpants, Traffic and Weather. I am Dick Ricker, your traffic and weather professional. So, we're having a nice day, and it looks like we can, oh yeah, there's no traffic out there. So if you guys want to drive anywhere, just go. It's fine. It's a beautiful day. Let me tell you what the weather's. I'm going to give you a little prognostication. Yesterday, the weather was pretty good. Let's see what the future holds. What are you doing in there? Oh, hold it up. This guy in here says that the weather's going to be really nice tomorrow except for some rain. Now, for the traffic, I'll tell you about your weather and traffic. If it rains, your car's going to get wet. If it doesn't, it won't. So, this is Dick Ricker, your traffic and weather professional, telling you it's a nice day out there, and from what the guy in the corner over there says, it's going to be pretty nice tomorrow if it doesn't rain. Thank you, and happy Coffee Underpants to everybody.
And I'm here with Billy Ray Sunshine. What do you think about your match there with Fat Charlie?
I don't think too much of it, Tony Speroni. I came out here last week ready for a fight. I walked into the cage and I was ready to tear him limb from limb, man. I was ready to tear him apart. You know what I mean, don't you, brother? I came out here and then after my match, when I went backstage, our brother was thirsty. Our brother went back. He looked into his cooler. He looked into that cooler, man. You know what he saw? Nothing, Tony Speroni. He saw nothing, brother.